could talk to my past self, I'm like, girl, you was a clown. Like, you was a clown. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, you was a clown. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. What's my show? If you're new here, my name is Taiki. Welcome back if you're not new, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe. Like, I don't know what you're doing, make sure you subscribe, because period, you need to be subscribed to the channel. But y'all see, I'm doing a sit down video today, and I don't even do sit down videos on my channel, but this was a video I really been wanting to do recently. Like, it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind heavy to do this video, and I was like, today, let me just go and record it. Okay, if y'all watch my vlogs, y'all know sometimes I'll include like little girl talks here and there, but I kind of actually had like a little girl talk in one of my vlogs similar to this topic, but I was like, no, this needs its own video. And especially like the season I'm in right now, you know, really like in my 20s for real, really figuring things out. Like, I'm just in like this whole phase of like, I'm still figuring out, I'm still learning, but I feel like I've learned a lot. Like, I feel like I have learned a lot. As y'all see by the title, today I'm gonna be telling y'all 20 things I wish I knew before entering my 20s. And for reference, I'm freshly into my 20s, okay, y'all. I'm only 21, okay. I just turned 21 in December, so I'm fresh into my 20s, but I feel like I still learned a lot, even though I know I still have a whole bunch of learning to do. I know I'm gonna learn more. I have a lot more lessons to learn. I'm gonna go through a lot more things. I feel like I've learned a lot of things that I had wished I already knew before entering my 20s. Like, I wish there was somebody to tell me these things. Like, I wish I had somebody, you know, who could tell me these things, teach me these things, or I wish I had this mindset. I feel like it would have saved me from being in a lot of situations that I done been in before. I would have been able to maneuver in certain situations. I would have been able to, you know, snap back faster from going through certain things. I would have like had my mind more clear. But these are just some things that I wish that I knew. So I feel like I'm really gonna be talking to people younger than me. Like, if you fresh out of high school, you definitely need to watch this video, okay? You definitely need to watch this video. But even if you're older than me, I feel like you still gonna be able to relate, you know, to a lot of stuff I'm gonna be talking about. And talk to me in the comments, period. Okay, so yeah, I want to jump right into it. I don't want to ramble too much. So I did make my list in my phone. But before we get into the video, pause and make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you subscribe, like, subscribe to the channel. But I got all my 20 things in my phone. So the first thing I wish I knew before entering my 20s is life doesn't stop when one thing goes wrong. And I feel like that's something that I really struggle with, and still to this day do a little bit, because before, y'all, I don't know what it is, but it's like one little thing could go bad and it just felt like everything was gonna go bad. It just felt like the whole world was gonna come crashing down. And I had to understand, like, one thing goes bad, you have to keep on. Like, you have to keep on, because life is going to keep on. With or without you, life gonna keep on moving. And it's like one thing may have happened to me, and it's like sometimes, you know, I would get into depression, sometimes I would get into a slump, sometimes I would become unmotivated because, like, you know, something didn't go as I had already planned it in my head. And me, I plan out everything, so it's like, okay, I'm thinking, yes, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, we're gonna do it like this. Then one thing throw me off, and it's just like, I don't even want to do this no more. And that was one thing I really just had to tell myself, was like, through life it's gonna be hella hardships. Like, I'm going to go through so much, and sometimes things are not going to go the way that I planned it to, but you have to learn to be resilient, and you have to learn to keep going, and you have to learn to have a backup plan, and you have to learn to be able to snap back like that. Because I used to let things affect me to the point where it would just throw me off completely, like throw me off track all the way, and it will affect my mental, it'll affect my happiness, it'll affect everything that's going on in my life just off one simple thing. And I had to realize, like, you can't be like that, because it's gonna be hella things that's not gonna go right. It's like, even when one thing goes bad in life, life is still going to go on. And I feel like that kind of comes with just growing up. You can't like let it stop your whole entire life. You can't let it put your whole life on pause, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I used to do that before, like whether it was school related, college related, whether I failed an exam and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm finna fail the whole course. Like, no, like, why am I thinking like this? I don't know if it's because like I was so hard on myself or what. Or it could have been like a relationship. Oh, me and this boy broke up, now the world ended. I used to be that person, I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that person. Like, one thing go wrong, it just felt like the whole world around me would stop. I would let one little thing affect me so much, when I had to realize, like, I have control over everything. Even if I failed this test, what am I finna do? How am I finna make it up? How am I finna get my grade back up? Like, it's not gonna stop everything. It may make something look little bit harder now, but it ain't nothing I can't handle. So I really just had to tell myself that, because I would find myself like literally like just getting so behind just because I would let one inconvenience stop me. And I feel like that is like a mindset thing. It's kind of like, you know, as you get older, you just gotta stop being immature. That was something I feel like is immature. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that is immature. Saying childish to feel like one thing go wrong, now the whole world crashing down on you. And I was childish for that. I was, okay? So yeah, life do not stop when one little thing go wrong, okay? It's gonna be hella stuff that's gonna go wrong. You gotta learn to pick your ass back up and keep on moving, okay? The next one, I feel like this is an important one also, and I feel like this is a big one. That man is not your soulmate. Okay, he is a lesson. He is not your soulmate though. He is a lesson. Don't put him at the center of your life. Okay, don't put a man at the center of your life. And I feel like I wish I had somebody to tell me this, because I'm really a lover girl for like to the max. I'm not gonna say I would just put men at the center of my life, because I didn't, but it's like if I was in a relationship, the relationship ran my life. Not even gonna lie, like the relationship ran my life, and that's not a good way to be at all. And I see so many young girls, not even just young girls, women in general, because some of them don't even be young, they be old as hell, and they still do this. They put a man at the center of their life, and we gotta stop doing that. I feel like as a whole, we gotta stop doing that. Especially when you're young, before you even get into your 20s, you gotta understand, you're gonna meet a lot of people, or you're gonna have relations, you're gonna have talking stages, you're gonna have this, you're gonna have that, but some of these people are not your soulmate. And I wish I would've known back then, like, I'm dealing with these people because they're teaching me lessons, important lessons that I need to learn in life when it comes to dealing with men. But they're not my soulmate, and it may not work out, and that's just what it is. But I learned something from it. I feel like any relationship I ever was in, I learned an important lesson from it, or a couple of important lessons from it, and it was beneficial in that way. But that man, he not your soulmate, and he shouldn't be at the center of your life. Like, your life should not revolve around a man. Like, and I feel like you gotta have somebody there to tell you that. I feel like when you that young, relationships and dealing with men, it's supposed to teach you stuff. Like, you're supposed to learn something from it. And I know, like, when we young, we think like, oh yeah, he the one, we're gonna be together forever. Y'all start playing out your life. Oh, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna get married. And then the shit end, and it's like, I be having to remind myself of how young I am, because I feel like a lot of girls feel like they're not gonna be happy if they don't have that man. They base their happiness off a man, and that's something you should not do. Like, don't do that, because I feel like in the end you're just gonna end up being unhappy. Don't base your happiness off nobody else. A man, a woman, it don't matter who it is. Your happiness should not be based off nobody else. And then it was so much stuff I would put up with when it came to me. It would just be like, girl, if I could talk to my past self, I'd be like, girl, you was a clown. Like, you was a clown. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, you was a clown. But I feel like that also goes with friendships when it comes to, like, people are lessons. Like, men are lessons. Some friendships are lessons. Like, some friendships, sometimes you meet people in life and they're not supposed to be in your life forever. You're supposed to learn something from them, and that's what it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, every friendship is not supposed to be a 10-year friendship. It's not. Some people come in your life and it's for you to learn a lesson, and you have to learn something from that, take from that, and then keep on moving. Okay, so the next one is stop rushing your life, and don't put so much pressure on yourself, because really in reality, like, yeah, you do have pressure from parents, and we create our own pressure by comparing ourselves to what we see on social media and what we see everybody else doing. But realistically, sometimes we put all that pressure on ourselves. Like, literally, we put all that pressure on ourselves, and it kind of goes with the whole thing of, like, what are you trying to prove? Like, are you trying to prove something to yourself? Are you trying to prove something to so-and-so? Are you trying to prove? Just stop having so many points to prove. Just stop trying to prove so much stuff to so many people, because you have no points to prove in life. Like, you don't have anything to prove. And I feel like we just gotta slow down sometimes when it comes to life, because we be rushing our lives when we are so freaking young. Like, it's people who be texting me in high school about how stressed out they are about their life, because y'all, they be stressed out about things that I'm going through as a 21-year-old. Mind you, they're still in high school, and it's like, when I was in high school, I was not thinking about this stuff. We create so much unnecessary pressure for ourselves, and we rush our lives because of what we see. But you gotta get out of doing that. Like, you cannot rush your life because of what you see the next person doing. It's okay to have big goals and big dreams for yourself, as you should, but don't rush your life. Like, don't rush to grow up. Like, y'all, don't rush to grow up, because it's like once you grown and you got real problems and you got real bills and you got real responsibilities, you can't go back. Like, you can't go back. Your 10 years are some of your best years, like your funnest years, because you have no real responsibilities. You may be working a job, but for the most part, you in high school is the easiest it's gonna get. Enjoy it, like enjoy it. Because once you start paying car notes and insurance and rent and Georgia Power bills and this and that, like, y'all, it's gonna get stressful for real. And you may be thinking like, damn, I wish I would have waited. Like, I'm telling y'all, I know so many people who be like, they wish they would have waited to move out. Go at your own pace in life, okay? The way that you live your life should not be determined by anybody else. Slow down, like, slow your ass down. Like, it's okay, slow down, stop rushing. The next one is find people in your life who value you as a person, who cherish you, okay? Cherish you. I feel like this is an important one, because you want to surround yourself with people who value you, like, in a good way. Like, people who just value you as a person, people who just like you for who you are, not what you have, okay? And that's another thing I'm getting to. But yeah, you want to find people in your life who are just genuine, like genuine, good-hearted people who value you, people who cherish you, like people who cherish you as a friend of theirs. You want people like that in your life, like people who are going to pour into you the way that you pour into them, because you don't want to be like having friends and you're always pouring into them, always showing up for them, always doing this and that for them, and then when it comes to you, it's excuses. Oh, sorry, I can't make it because da 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 da. But when it came to them, you cancel all your plans, you cancel everything to make sure you was there for them. Like, you want to find people who cherish you, because if they cherish you, they're going to make sure they show up for you. They're going to make sure that they're supporting you. They're going to make sure they're supporting your business. They're going to make sure that they, you know what I'm saying, checking in on you, making sure you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want people like that around you. And that's more important than anybody who you can just pop out with at the club. That's more important than anybody who you can just post up with on Instagram. Like, you want real people who genuinely cherish you. Okay, the next one is, it's okay to change your mind. Okay, it is okay to change your mind. And I feel like as you're young, you're going to change your mind a lot. Like, it's going to be a lot of things that you think that you want to do in life, and you're going to realize, yeah, this not for me. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to change your mind and start over with something completely new, because at the end of the day, we still are figuring out who we are and we're still finding ourselves. So it's okay to change your mind. And I feel like it's going to get to a point where you realize you're going to have to change your mind in order to be happy. Because y'all, when I was in my first year of college, and originally I was a nursing major, and it just got to a point where I just got to thinking, like, I don't think this is really what I want to do in my life. And I would just think, like, I don't know, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I was kind of scared. Like, I was kind of scared to tell my mama, like, I don't want to do this, because she really wanted me to be a nurse, okay? She really wanted me to be a nurse and all that stuff. And I was kind of scared to tell her. Like, I was kind of scared. I was like, I know she gonna be mad. I know she gonna be mad because she really wanted me to do this, but I don't want to do this, y'all. I was so scared. I swear, for like a week straight, I was just thinking, like, how am I gonna tell her this? Like, I'm already here on campus. I'm already taking classes. I'm finna enter my second year. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I feel like she gonna be mad. But it came to a point where it's like, I was envisioning my life if I would have kept on, because I felt like I could have kept on if I wanted to, but I just knew it wasn't a passion of mine. So it just got to a point where I was thinking, like, if I keep on doing this, I'm gonna be so unhappy. Like, I don't see myself being a nurse, and I'm gonna be so unhappy if I keep on doing this. So I just had to change my mind and tell her, like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't. And she wasn't even mad at me. Like, that's the whole thing about overthinking. Like, you'll overthink something and then it's gonna go the totally opposite way. But yeah, she wasn't even mad at me. So I was happy that I did change my mind about that. And now I have a major that I actually enjoy. So yeah, it's okay to change your mind. Like, please change your mind so that you can figure out what it is that you actually want to do in life. Because a lot of us don't know. We still all figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out, shit. But it's okay to change your mind, okay? The next one is, you gotta put yourself first, because this is your life that you live in. You're not living nobody else's life. You're living your life. So you have to put yourself first. And it may feel a little selfish, but me, I feel like I've always been a selfless person. I feel like I've always been selfless. I feel like I've always been a person to put everybody before me. I always think about everybody else. Even when it would come to stuff that had nothing to do with nobody else. It'll be decisions, you know what I'm saying, that only has something to do with me. I'm still thinking, well, how will so-and-so be affected by this? And it don't even have nothing to do with them. That's the type of person I am. Like, I always think about everybody around me when it comes to like making decisions and doing things, and I always put people first, you know what I'm saying, before me. So you gotta learn to put yourself first for anybody else, and you gotta pour into yourself before you pour into anybody else's cup, because you're living your life for you. Like, you are living your life for you, and if you keep on putting people before you, you're going to be so unhappy in life. Like, you are, like, you're gonna be so unhappy. Stop putting everybody before you. Like, why are you putting people before you? Put yourself top of the list, top #1 priority. Like, before anything else, I'm gonna make sure I'm straight. I'm gonna make sure I'm good. I'm gonna make sure I'm happy. I can't be there for somebody else. I'm not even there for myself. You feel me? So yeah, you always gotta put yourself first. I feel like that's how it was when I moved out. I had to put myself first, because y'all, moved out at 19 and got my own apartment. I moved out my mama's house, and I feel like that's one of the things I just had to put myself first, because I knew, like, when I moved out, I was gonna be happier, and I was, and I still am. And it was just one of the things I had to put myself first. And y'all, I can make a whole video about moving out, because I get a lot of questions about that. A lot of people who are young trying to move out, they always asking me stuff. I can make a whole video about moving out, y'all, because yeah, it's great, but it does come with a lot, especially like when you come from a family where you have other siblings who live at home. I'm gonna say, like, I feel like you kind of, well, for me, I kind of experienced a little guilt. Like, I felt a little guilt for moving out and leaving my brothers and sisters, you know, where they at. I felt kind of guilty, because it's like, damn, like, I felt bad for leaving them on their own. Like, now they don't have a older sibling to be in the house with them. You know what I'm saying? When it used to be me in there, when they used to go to me for everything, they used to ask me to take them to school in the morning. They used to ask me to take them here, and it's different now because I kind of just like left them. It'll be a lot of feelings like that I would still have to this day, because it's like, I don't know, I would still feel kind of guilty about it. But it was a decision I had to make to put myself first. You know, I'm still gonna be always there for them. It's just I have to be there for them in different ways now, if you get what I'm saying. But moving out, that does come with a lot, but that was just an example, like one of them things where you had to make a tough decision to put yourself first so that you end up being happy. I feel like that example was also one of them things, like, it wasn't even just me making a decision just so I could be happy for myself. Me moving out allowed me to be able to do more for myself, which in return, I was able to do more for them. If you get what I'm saying. Like, it put me in a better position, so now I can help them out more. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those type of things. Like I said, I can make a whole video about how I feel about moving out and all that stuff. So, yeah, but put yourself first, okay? Put yourself before anybody else. And because a lot of these people that you are putting before you would not do the same for you. They would not put you before them, okay? They're going to put themselves first. So, why aren't you? Okay? Okay, so the next one is self-confidence is everything. And I feel like I wish this was one that I really knew before, because I'm not gonna say I really just like struggled with confidence as a whole, but when it came to certain things in life, I feel like I did. And you just gotta have self-confidence, and there's a lot of ways to build up your confidence. I don't really have a lot of time to talk about it in this video, but it's a lot of ways to build up your confidence. But you need to do that, because self-confidence is everything. Like, when you walk in a room, you should not be self-conscious, because it's going to show. Like, it's going to show every time, like, I promise you. Especially when, you know, you're growing up, you have job interviews, you in college, you got to present this and this to the class. Like, you got to have confidence. Like, you have to be a confident person in everything that you do. Even if you want to do YouTube, you have to be confident about it. You can't be self-conscious and be thinking all these things in your head and bringing yourself down. Don't bring yourself down. You have to be confident. Like, you have to know, I'm that girl. I'm him, I'm her. Like, you have to think like that. Like, you literally have to have self-confidence. It's everything. And I feel like when you have that type of confidence, it makes certain things easier in life. Like, I feel like it do. It makes certain things easier in life when you have that confidence. So, self-confidence is everything. The next one is, if you have a business idea, venture, or whatever it is, go for it and start it right now. Like, don't wait. Don't wait on anything. Don't wait for no sign. Don't wait for nobody to help you out. Start it now, y'all. When you're young, starting now, because if you sitting on a business idea and you just keep on procrastinating and get in your head about it, y'all, time is just going to keep on passing you by. And if you have the time to do something now, to start something now, do it. Like, if it's one thing, I'm gonna tell you, do it. Go for it. I don't care what it is. Whatever business idea you have, go for it. It don't matter if you think nobody's going to support you. Do it. Like, literally go do it, because you're gonna regret if you don't. Don't keep on procrastinating. You keep on procrastinating, you're not gonna do it. You not. And half the time we be like procrastinating, we be making up excuses just to not do it. So I feel like if you have an idea, if it's a business you want to start, go for it. It don't matter if you think nobody gonna support you. It's gonna be one person who gonna support you. That one person gonna turn into 2 people who gonna support you. That 2 people gonna turn into 200 people. Like, you just gotta go for it, okay? Especially when you young. Like, I'm telling y'all, when you young, it gives you more time to work on your craft, to grow, to learn. Go for it, okay? Do it. The next one is, once you graduate high school, don't none of that old shit matter. Like, once you graduate, nothing you did in high school matters no more. You need to understand that. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you was captain of the damn cheerleader squad. Like, it don't matter. Like, nobody cares. I'm not gonna lie. Once you get into the real world, nobody cares about that shit no more. Like, nobody cares. I'm just being honest. Like, nobody cares. And I feel like too many people hold on to high school, like, when they're grown. Like, why are you grown still going to the high school games? Like, grow up. Like, go do something. Like, go do something. Like, for real. No, once you graduate and you get into the real world, you go to college or whatever the hell you do. You don't even gotta go to college. Anything that you do, what you did in high school, it don't matter no more. So stop holding on to it. It's done. Finito. High school is over with, okay? I don't understand why so many people be living in high school still. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that mean girl stuff and click. Like, grow up, okay? Because a lot of people who was it's in high school are doing what now? Nothing. So don't keep on holding on to high school. I hate when people do that. Like, you just gonna be childish forever if you keep on doing that. I'm not gonna lie. So here's the next one. I don't know how y'all gonna feel about it, but I feel like I wish I would have known this. And it is, don't tell your friends everything. I don't think that you should tell your friends every single thing that happens in your life. I don't think anybody should ever know every single thing about you, and I'm going to stand on that. Don't tell them every single thing. And I feel like it's a lot of reasons why I feel like you shouldn't, that I don't really have time to get into detail about, but I don't feel like you should tell your friends every single thing that happens in your life. But it's like, as friends, y'all gonna share a lot. Like, y'all gonna talk about a lot, y'all gonna share a lot, but don't tell everybody everything, okay? Don't tell everybody every little thing that happens in your life. Nobody should know everything about you. Nobody should know everything about you. And I'm gonna leave that at that, okay? The next thing I wish I knew before entering my 20s is save your money, because it's gonna save you. And that's something that I feel like my mama always told me, like, yeah, save your money, save your money, save your money. But it used to go in one ear and right out the other. I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, I didn't care about saving my money. I wanted this, I wanted my hair done. I didn't care about saving my money. Like, I didn't start saving my money for real until I had to go to college and I was working at Walmart and I needed money for college, because that's when it was like priorities. Like, hold on now, I'm finna go to school, I'm finna need money, I'm finna be out there not working, what am I finna do? That's when it kind of kicked into me, like, I need to save some money. But before that, I wasn't focused on saving money. Like, I didn't care about saving money. Every time I get paid, I'm going to buy something. I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? No, save your money, because it's going to save you. It's a lot of ways that you can save your money. You got to find one that works for you and for your lifestyle. But yeah, find one to start saving up your money, you know, here and there. For me, I will always just put up half my paycheck into my savings account. Every time I get paid, I'll put half of it up, and then whatever's left, that's what was left. But it was easier for me because back then, you know, I wasn't paying rent and all that stuff. I ain't had no real responsibilities. But yeah, just figure out some type of saving technique or whatever that works for your lifestyle and save your money, especially when you're young and don't have real bills yet. Save, like, save, okay? And the next one kind of similar to that. Well, not really, but the next one is you always got to have more than one source of income. When you get older, that's something that you're going to realize, but I feel like that's something you need to know when you're young. Like, you need to already have that in your mind. Like, you're going to have more than one source of income, so you should already be thinking about what it's going to be. Like, right now, the world is expensive for no reason, okay? Everything is expensive. It's expensive to live. These apartments are expensive. Car insurance is expensive. Buying food is expensive. Groceries are expensive. Everything in this world is expensive, and the average person does not just have one job. The average person is not making a living off of just one job. And that's just the reality that we are in. So you need to have more than one source of income. Like, whether you have a job and then you got a business on the side, whether you got 2 businesses, whether you work 2 jobs, it don't matter. You got to have multiple sources of income to survive. Like, the next one is you're going to meet people in life who are only going to be around you because of, like, the things that you have and who you are. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth and it's the reality. Everybody is not genuine, and I told y'all earlier it's important to find genuine people who cherish you, but that's the difference from people who cherish you because of what you have, because of who you are. There are going to be so many people in life who are only going to want to be around you because things is good right now, because they see that you up right now, they see that you're doing good for yourself right now, and that's the only reason that they want to be around. They want to be around you because of what you got going on. Those are not genuine people. Those are leeches, okay? Those are leeches, and you need to get them off you for real. Like, some people don't genuinely like you for who you are. They like what you have, and they see a way to try to get in where they can fit in. They're like, oh, she got all this going on. If I get close to her, it's gonna boost me up. That's how some people think, and that's something that I had to realize, especially like with the growth of like my YouTube and all my platforms. Like, stuff kept growing. I had to realize, like, there'll be a lot of people who came around me, and I had to question, like, are you really around me because, you know, you really like me for real, or is it because, like, what I got going on? Even if you don't do YouTube, it don't matter. You still will have people like that around you, because trust me, I've seen this with so many people. Like, people may want to be around them because, oh, they see that her man, he buys her this, he buys her that, so they want to be around her because she's trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be weird stuff going on, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. People be weird. Like, it be weird stuff going on. So you gotta watch out for people who only trying to be around you because of what you got going on. Okay, so here's the next one, and I feel like this is a very important one too. I feel like in life you should always have something to look forward to, and I feel like that's gonna make living life a lot more enjoyable. Always have something to look forward to, y'all. It don't matter what it is. Have something to look forward to. It could be a freaking gym class, a Pilates class. It could be a 24-hour vacation, little trip, little getaway. It don't matter what it is. Just always have something to look forward to. And this is one that I started doing like recently because I had seen somebody talk about it. And I was like, I never really thought about it like that. Like, I really never really thought about it like that. But yeah, just always have something to look forward to. Like, it could be small stuff, but always have something to look forward to in life. I feel like it's gonna make living life a lot more happier, a lot more easier. Always have something to look forward to, be happy about, okay? Always. The next thing I wish I would have known before I entered my 20s is to stop questioning everything, because I would find myself doing that a lot. Just questioning everything, questioning why things are like this, questioning why this went this way. Just stop questioning everything. I had to do that. I had to stop questioning everything, and I had to just have faith in God and in God's plan. You don't really know why things go the way that they do, but just know that's how God intended it to be for you, and that's what it is. So don't live your life questioning every single thing, like questioning why this happened, questioning why this da-da-da. Don't. You just gotta learn to let things be and have faith that things are going the way that they are supposed to be, okay? The next one is let things go. And I feel like I used to be the type of person to hold grudges. Like, something used to happen, used to do something to me, I would hold a grudge. But it's kind of a miserable way to live. Like, I'm not gonna lie, holding grudges with everybody about every little thing, it kind of is. Like, okay, some stuff I'll let slide because some stuff just be trifling, but little petty stuff or whatever, it's like, learn to just let things go and move on, because holding grudges about little stuff that's stupid isn't really gonna do nothing for you. It's not gonna benefit you in no type of way. And like I said, it's just kind of miserable. Like, I don't know, I feel like you should just learn to let things go and move on. Like let it be what it is and move on. Literally, I don't even have much to say about that. Just learn to let things go. The next one is a real important one to me, and it's don't let your emotions control you, because especially when you're young, your emotions play a big part in the decisions that you make, but you can't let them control you, because when you let your emotions control you, I feel like you're going to end up in a lot of situations that you don't want to be in, because you're acting off of emotions. Like, don't make decisions off of emotions. Don't make a decision in the moment just because you're mad, just because you're sad, because a lot of the times we end up making these decisions just because of how we feel in that moment, and it be bad decisions. Like, don't let your emotions control you. You have control over your emotions. If you going through a lot right now, you overwhelmed, you're mad, you're upset, you're sad, whatever it is, think about it, process your emotions, understand why you're feeling the way that you feel, and then make a decision afterwards. But never make a decision right in the moment of something. Like, if something just happened and it got you upset, don't go make a decision, oh, you know, you trying to get back, or you trying to do this. Like, don't do that, y'all. And I wish I would have told myself that before, y'all, because I made so many bad decisions just off of my emotions alone. thinking about it now, it's like, girl, you was a crash out. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I did some dumb stuff. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I did some dumb stuff. But yeah, I made some dumb decisions just off of my emotions because I was hurt. So I made this decision to do this. Like, it'll just be immature stuff. So yeah, don't let your emotions control you. Learn how to process your emotions. Learn how to think thoroughly before you make decisions, and you'll be okay. But don't let your emotions take control of your life. The next one kind of goes with that is you have to grow up, like, mindset wise. You have to grow up. Like, your mindset has to change. Like, the older you get, you should always be learning. Like, you should always be learning and evolving as a person, no matter what. So you do have to just grow up. Like, your mindset does have to change. You should not have the same mindset that you had in high school when you're 21. You shouldn't. Like, we way past that. Like, come on, we not 18 no more. Your mindset should change. So if you're not changing as a person, if you're not growing up, if you're not adulting, I don't know what's going on, but that's something that you need to be doing. Like, you need to be growing. You need to be learning. You need to be constantly learning from things that you're going through, constantly learning lessons, constantly just growing. Like, your mindset has to change. You cannot think the way that you was thinking back then. Y'all, we are entering our real lives now. Like, our parents are not holding our hands no more. Like, we have to grow up. We are in the real world, making real decisions that will impact us forever. You have to have an adult mindset. You have to keep on growing. You cannot have a childish ass, immature ass mindset no more. And y'all, it be grown ass adults who still think like they in high school, and that is crazy to me. It's crazy. Don't be one of those people. The next one is you live your life in seasons. Basically just meaning, like, life is always changing. Just how the seasons change, life is always changing. Like, it may be a certain time period in your life where things are like this, you with so and so, you working this job, but guess what? It's gonna change. Seasons change. Everything may not change, but you may get a new job. Boom, now you in a new season of your life. You may find somebody else. Now you in a new season of your life. Like, you live life in seasons. Like, things are constantly going to be changing, and you have to adapt to change. You have to be able to adapt to changes, because a lot of things are going to be out of your control. You can't control everything that's going to change your life. You can't control who's going to be in your life. You can't control who's going to leave it, but you have to learn to adapt to changes. Like, life is going to keep on rolling, and you got to be able to adapt to when things change. So, and I feel like each season is going to bring, you know, new opportunities. Each season is going to be a new opportunity for you to grow. Each season is going to bring something new to your life. So you got to embrace it. Like, learn to embrace each new season of your life. Learn something from it. Enjoy it. And yeah. Okay, so we are at the last one. So the last thing I wish I would have known before entering my 20s is you have no limit. Okay, you have no limit in life. There's no limit to what you can do. Don't let nobody put you in a box and make you feel like, oh, you came from this small town, so you're gonna be small forever. No, you have no limit on who you can be, on who you are, and what you can do. There is no limit to your life. You can do anything that you set your mind to and work for. And I strongly believe that. And I wish I would have told myself that. I wish I would have had somebody to tell me that. I probably would have did more. I probably would have been doing more now. I probably would have started doing things sooner if I would have just thought like that. Like, you know, I have no limit. I can do anything. Yeah, you have absolutely no limit in life. And anything that you want to do, you can do it and go for it. Don't let nobody limit you. Don't let nobody make you feel small. Don't let nobody make you feel like you can't do nothing because you can. Okay? But yeah, y'all, I didn't think this video was gonna be that long, but it kind of is. But I hope y'all enjoyed my 20 things I wish I knew before entering my 20s. Talk to me in the comments. If you are new here, this is your first time ever seeing my face, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Let me know if y'all like this video, like if y'all want more videos like these, because I feel like I have so many things I can just talk to y'all about, like topics. I do have a podcast also. My podcast is For Your 20s Podcast. It's a podcast about being in your 20s. So if you like this video, you'll probably like the podcast. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast channel. But yeah, I'm gonna drop a new episode soon. But even though I have my podcast, I still would do these type of videos on my channel, because my podcast is like a thing where I have a guest each episode. So I have a new guest. But this is like a solo thing. So I could do like solo videos on here and still keep the podcast rolling. But yeah, let me know if y'all like this, if I should do more videos like these. Make sure y'all go tune into my last video, which was my first week back to college. And y'all know I have another vlog coming for y'all soon. But I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and I enjoyed talking about this stuff to y'all, and I love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video, and bye guys.